Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Carolyn, and today I wanted to share all of the makeup that I finished in 2025. So if that sounds interesting to you, then just keep on watching. Okay, so I'm just going to go kind of in categories, I guess. So I finished four foundations. Well, this is a mini. This is the It Cosmetics CC cream, and then this is a sample. I know that this one probably doesn't really count, but I'm just gonna include it here because I did have it in my makeup inventory. So these are the foundations that I used up. I really did like these two. These were a perfect match for me. I also liked the way they sat on my skin. They didn't look too makeup-y. This one, the CC cream, was a little bit heavy for my taste, and then this one, the shade, even though I had to get it online, so the shade is neutral ivory, which is my normal shade, but this was way too warm. So I don't know about this one. It wasn't really neutral, so I don't think I would get this again. I think the consistency was fine. It was just the wrong shade. And then this one, this is the Lancome Tint Idole. I'm sorry, I'm not good at pronouncing French, but it's the Idole Ultra Wear. So this is in 220 Buff Cool, which is interesting because I thought it was too warm for me. So maybe it was just like a little bit darker, so it seemed warm. I'm not sure. But I found that the way it looked outside of the shade match was nothing to write home about, and probably just, it's not worth the price for me. This was given to me from my friend Amy, so I'm glad that I got to try it, but it's not something I would buy a full size of. Same with this It Cosmetics CC cream. I know a lot of people really like it, but just it's a little bit too heavy for my taste. Anyway, these are the foundations that I used. So 3 full size, and then a mini and a sample. I finished one concealer, the Maybelline Fit Me concealer. I really do like this concealer. When I finish up my other concealers, I might consider getting this again. I don't really have any complaints about this concealer. I finished 2 face primers. They are both mini, but I did finish them and got them out of my makeup inventory. I didn't think there was anything too special about these. They're both high-end. I think First Aid Beauty is high-end. But when I get high-end makeup, it has to be pretty special for me to want to get it, because I feel like there's a lot of drugstore options that are cheaper and are just as good, in my opinion. So I didn't feel like either of these were worth getting a full size of. So I went through 2 setting powders. This is really reflective, so I'll get this off. So this had a mesh top part, and you can take them out and pretty easy and put them back in. So this is a mini, and it didn't have any stopper in it, so it was just straight powder, which I didn't like. So I just poured it in with the Becca and used it up that way. But neither of these you can get anymore. I don't really know what's going on with Ace Beauté. I don't think they're a brand anymore. And then this was the Becca, what was this? The Becca Hydro Mist setting powder. It was nice, but can't get it anymore. And I'm not sure it was better than other setting powders I've tried. It was just as good, in my personal opinion, as the Wet n Wild Photo Focus setting powder, which is one of my favorites. But regardless, you can't really get it anymore, so it doesn't really matter. I went through a setting spray. This was decluttered to me from Amy, and I don't even know what brand this was or anything about it, but I went through that. I have 2 liquid eyeliners here, and then regular pencil, it's a twist up pencil eyeliner. I do really like both of these. This is the Maybelline Hyper Easy eyeliner, and then this is the Benefit. Is it Benefit? No, it's the Balm, I think. Yeah, it's the Balm eyeliner. And I did like the brush tip on this. It's pretty fine. Well, it kind of curves at the bottom, so I didn't particularly like that. Like it was just probably this one that has like a little bit of a curve at the bottom. You can't really tell, but when you're lining your eyes, you can kind of tell. But it didn't have a fine tip. I could not get like Watch It Works, but there's just not really enough in here for a full eyeliner look. So, or like there's just not enough on here to do my eyeliner again. The last time I tried it, I just couldn't get enough off. So this is empty, but I did like it. I'm probably just not gonna buy any more liquid liners because I have gel eyeliners to go through and they're easier to work with in my opinion. So I think for now, at least, I'm done with liquid liners. But I did really like this. I used it to tightline like my upper lash line, and it was good. So I'd probably get this again. Right now I have one from NYX that I like too. So it was good. I liked it. So this cream blush, I know I didn't completely finish it, but I finished most of it, and I was getting the sides. I was scraping the sides to kind of bring it more in the middle, and first of all, it's just completely crumbled. Like, I don't even know how to revive it. And then the sides, I guess, had rusted or something, and there's this like brown stuff from the edge of being up against there. So yeah, you can kind of see it's kind of rusted up the sides there. But I worked really hard to try to finish this, so I'm counting it as an empty. I know it's not the most satisfying because there's still a little bit of product in there, but I did work a long time to try to finish this up. So I'm counting it because I did make my best effort, and it's not my fault that the edges were the way they were. So anyway, I won't be getting any more of the ColourPop Super Shock Cheeks in the matte. This is the matte formula. I like them in like the pearlized or the non-matte formula, the highlighter formula, or even the satin is good, but the matte is basically you get it and it's dried out. This dried out so fast, and most of the time I had this, I was reviving it like every month or so, or sometimes every couple weeks. And this just took a lot of effort to try to finish up. It was a pretty shade, but I won't be getting the matte formula, and I squeezed it too tight, and the packaging cracked here, so that's why there's tape all around it to try to keep the air out. But anyway, I spent too much time talking about this one, but yeah, I'm glad to have this out. This is the Milani eyeshadow primer. This is nice, but I found other ones that I like more. So I like the Ulta Beauty one more, the Ulta Beauty matte eyeshadow primer. I like that one a lot more, so I would repurchase that over this. But it's a good drugstore eyeshadow primer. This was the Makeup Revolution cream bronzer. The packaging broke, so I was happy to use this up. It was a nice cream bronzer. The formula was really nice, but because the packaging is flimsy, I wouldn't get it again. I used up 3 mascaras, the L'Oreal Telescopic. This is the L'Oreal Voluminous and the Colossal Big Shot. I really liked pairing these two together because this is very lengthening and this is very voluminous. So together they made a good pair. I didn't really care that much about this one. I mean, it was fine, it worked, but it wasn't anything super special in my opinion. I only have 3 here because I use mascaras up until they're completely dried out. I do like the L'Oreal Panoramic mascara more than the Telescopic because it lengthens and separates and adds some volume. But yeah, these are both nice mascaras. So now I just have lip products left. So I went through 2 of these Aquaphor lip balms, and I do count my lip balms as makeup, even though they're probably more skincare, but they're not as easy to go through for me as any other beauty product, like moisturizers or serums or shampoo or body wash or anything like that. So these are harder for me to go through. Also, I'm not using just one at a time because I have one in my purse, one in my nightstand, one in my vanity. So anyway, I went through 2 of these. I do like these ones, but I like the Vaseline brand more, but these are nice. I went through this L'Oreal liquid lipstick in the shade Cowboy. I'm glad to have this out. I love the shade, but the formula isn't my favorite. It was a bit too thick, and I had to be careful to just use a very small amount, just because I needed a thin layer, because if it got on too thick, which was really easy to do, it left a line of demarcation. Like it didn't fade nicely. It just kind of crumbled off the corners of my lips and did not look good, and I couldn't reapply it. So this formula is pretty finicky and I did not like it. I love the shade though. So I went through this NYX Fat Lip Oil. This normally has a green cap, but it came off. This to me is not really like a lip oil. It's more of like a lip gloss, and it wasn't anything special. I wouldn't get this again. I didn't love it. I didn't hate it, but I also didn't love it. So it's nice, I guess, but in my opinion, it wasn't anything special. This was decluttered to me from Amy. It's the Tokyo Milk. It's basically a lip oil, and I loved this. I went through it pretty fast. I really liked this. I don't know how to get it, but it was pretty nice. I did really like this. The Too Faced Hangover Pillow Balm. This was decluttered to me from my friend Kim. I couldn't get to the bottom bit. I tried with other lip gloss wands, but there was never the right fit, and I couldn't get the bottom part. But anyway, I really like this. It kind of has like a minty tingling feeling. It's sort of like a lip plumping feeling, but very mild. I really enjoyed this. And lastly, we have this Tarte Jelly Glaze. So this, it was a mini lip gloss or lip treatment, I guess. It was kind of thick. It was this color. It was pretty, but it was pretty thick. It reminds me a lot of those e.l.f. Ride or Die lip balms, which I didn't really like because they were too thick in my opinion, and it was kind of like you still had to spread it out with your finger. And I don't really like lip balms in a tub because I don't like putting lip products on with my finger. That's just me. But this one, you did have to spread it out with your finger, and there was something about it that tasted like something they put on me at the dentist, like what they put on you at the dentist before they do the numbing shot, the Novocaine shot. I don't know. I just know that I've tasted this at the dentist. Like, it brought back memories of the dentist. Maybe it was the smell or the taste, I don't know, but not something that I really enjoyed. But it was a mini, so it was easy to use up. This was also decluttered to me from Amy, but it's definitely not something I would purchase. So that is all the makeup that I went through in 2025. If you add it all up, it was 27 products, and I wanted to do 25 products. So I did meet my goal. I know that maybe these minis would maybe count as like half. Definitely this sample probably doesn't count as much, but I did have it in my makeup inventory, so I'm still happy to have used these up. It's still 27 less products in my makeup collection, so I'm pretty happy with that. And my goal for next year is to do the 26 and 26. I don't have specific products that I want to use up, because I tried to do that in 2024 and it just didn't really work out very well. Like, I didn't use up nearly as many products that I wanted to. And I also don't have 26 specific products that I want to use up. So my goal is just to finish 26 makeup products in 2026. I think that's something I can do. And hopefully there's more full-size products, but I still feel like I used up a good amount of full-size makeup products. So I'm happy with what I used up. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!